Thank you very much. I just want to start by thanking the European Academy for inviting us. I just want to say that the World Federation is a federation of 119 neurological associations in 6 regions of the world, and this is one of the most important ones and one of the largest ones because it forms about 1/3 of our membership. We represent 50,000, probably a bit more, if you think how many neurologists are there in Europe, in the Americas, Japan, Australia, the rest of it. We represent over 50,000 neurologists. We aim to foster quality neurology and brain health worldwide, and we aim to promote best standards of practice, and we are very much involved in education and also in grant giving for research in a small way. Now, Zika started in earnest this year, but it's been known for many years, and this is a slide which shows you the chronological order over the last 8 or 9 years. Professor England chairs the committee on Zika, and he will speak to you about the evolution since it started in the Yap Peninsula in Micronesia over here, then jumped to Brazil. And those of you who were in the session yesterday, I'm told tomorrow the whole session will be on the website of the EAN. You can see the 4 presentations that were made yesterday. Now, when the WHO declared that the Zika is raising international concern on the 1st of February, soon after that, we as representatives of world neurology made a decision that we need to have a working group to look into the whole issue. And Professor England and those of you who were in this session, Zika itself is not a major illness, but the complications are devastating, and the complications are neurological. To the newly born child, they are devastating, and to the adult, where they cause neurological problems, where the peripheral nerves are affected, in something called Guillain-Barré syndrome, and the brain itself and the spinal cord are affected. And this working group was part of the WHO working group. Professor England will tell you where he went to Geneva on the 15th of March, and certain criteria were produced, and we aim to produce a kind of a roadmap on how to deal with Zika. Whether Zika will come to Europe, in a way it's a matter of time, but in what manner? Whether it will be imported or whether it will be endemic are issues to be discussed, and we can answer questions about that. So, we soon decided that this is an article which came in Lancet Neurology soon after, that is, as you can see, that is around April, and the news story you all heard about, any of you, all of us in the last 3 days with CNN and Sky News and BBC, and all the newspapers are talking about Zika and the effects of Zika. So you need neurological expertise. Now I have to say 2 words here and then hand over to John England. Neurological expertise is lacking in many parts of the world, not in this very well organized continent. The number of median neurologists per 100,000 population, according to the latest figures of the Neurology Atlas 2nd edition, which will be produced in a month in Europe, is around 6.2, 6.3 per 100,000. But in Africa, it's negligible. It's about, in some countries, 1 in a million. There are countries with 80 million individuals, and there are 10 neurologists. And this stems from one reason. There are 24 African countries who spend $50, less than $50 per capita on health, not on neurological health, but on health. 50. The highest country in the world is Norway, 9,750. The lowest country in the world is the Central African Republic, $13. That is every health issue, from child health to vaccinations to stroke to thrombectomy. So the world is a different place, and if Zika moves to those parts of the world, go back to Africa, it's already arrived. It's in Cape Verde, it was Senegal, and it will move to West Africa very soon. So that's why this is a very important issue which we as neurologists have to deal with, and the lack of manpower is a very important issue that I have to highlight from the world neurology point of view. And the help of continents like Europe, like North America, to those countries who are in need is crucial. And the more we can advertise this, the better. And the more you see of these newly born babies in Brazil and the tragic way they look and the horrible pictures you saw yesterday, which will be on the webcast tomorrow, you will understand fully not only the practical issues, but how much does care for these children need in countries which spend $15 or $30 per annum on per capita on health generally. So from that we have done this, and we formulated this committee chaired by Professor John England from Louisiana University, from New Orleans, and he will take over from me now. This is the names of his committee members, and they are from all over the world, including Latin America. And this is a condition which we haven't heard, how shall I put it, I think easily I can say, David, we haven't heard the end of Zika. There's more to come over the course of this year and next year, and it's something which we need to be prepared for. So I think with this, I just want to tell you about microcephaly, fetal death, placental insufficiency, and this is a picture of the advice still from the WHO is for pregnant women not to travel to Brazil. That is in the WHO website. You can look at that. And we can only advise what the WHO and the CDC in the US says. We as a professional organization cannot advise more than that. And I will be happy, and John will be happy to answer your questions later on. In babies, this disease is devastating to the baby's brain. In simple terms, it destroys the brain. So I hand over to John, who will carry on. I think I've mentioned all this, Guillain-Barré syndrome, myelitis, and meningoencephalitis. And I think I hand on now to John to carry on talking about his take on Zika over the last 2 months.
Thank you very much.